What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to take a break from doing the gameplay commentaries that I've been doing, and I'm just going to do my PS4 game collection. So I tried to record this video a few minutes ago, but I realized about halfway through that I wasn't even recording anything, so that was awesome. So I get to do this all over again. So like I said in that video, which you didn't get to see, these games aren't in any order, and some of these I have a lot to say, and some I don't really have anything to say because I haven't played them. But the games where I have a lot to say, I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum. And some of these games I want to actually make videos on, so there's no point in me rambling about them right now incoherently if I can actually make a structured video about it later on. So all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this started again. Let's see. Where to start? I have so many stacks of games everywhere. So first, have Kingdom Hearts, the story so far. I only bought this for Kingdom Hearts 2, really. Kingdom Hearts 1 is okay, and I hate pretty much every handheld game, so it's the only reason I bought this. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of the best games ever made, and it's the best action RPG of all time, so I had to own it on the PS4, which is the console that I always play and have hooked up. So I also got the Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Again, this is an amazing collection. Unlike the Kingdom Hearts collection, I bought this for multiple games. Basically every game except X7 I want to play. And I do play pretty, wouldn't say regularly, but I would play them regularly if I had more time. I think X6 is really underrated. A lot of people don't like it because it's unfair or too hard, which it is hard, but I wouldn't call it unfair. So this is a great collection. Totally worth the money. Wow, I have a lot of remasters to start out the collection with. Got Valkyria Chronicles 1, which I beat this back on the PS3. Haven't really played it on the PS4. Good game though. And I have Valkyria Chronicles 4, which I've played like 2 hours. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It seems good, but I don't know for sure. Then I got Ratchet and Clank. It's okay, I guess. Look, I tried to play Ratchet and Clank 1 recently. Not really my cup of tea. Then I moved on to Ratchet and Clank 2, which has always been my favorite. That didn't do it for me either. So I think this series is just kind of whatever. If you like it, that's fine, okay? But it's not for me. We got Prey, which this is a really good game, actually. And I got the Steelbook because I bought it at Best Buy or something. I actually don't remember why I have this, but you know, it's funny. Prey is like every other game by Arcane. It's a stealth game where you can also be, you can use superpowers, and there's guns, and there's a bunch of things to pick up in the environment. I can pick up this remote, or I can pick up this controller, or I can pick up this copy of Luigi's Mansion, or what. It's like, okay guys, you make the same game every time, we get it. Not that I'm talking crap, I just think it's funny. Anyway, alright, here's one that people aren't going to agree with me with, but I don't care. You got Hitman, the first season, because games are now TV shows where we call them by their season. This game, it's just not very good to me, okay? It's not very good to me. It's so boring. Moment to moment, nothing happens in this game. Yeah, it's got big levels. Yeah, you can do things in a variety of different ways, but nothing about this game is actually interesting during the moment-to-moment gameplay. Sorry, I did like a few of the levels. I mean, there's only 6. I think I did 4 of them. Like, okay, so I remember the second assassination. You have to like kill this lady in this party, or this like super extravagant party or something, and I was like trying to find all these ways to kill her, and none of them were working, and I just so happened to like stumble into her room and no one was in there, so I just shot her in the head. And I was like, okay, isn't the whole point of this game to like be creative and act like an assassin? Yet all the things that I came up with weren't working, so I just went into her room and shot her. Yeah, that's great. Whatever. Got Odin Sphere, whatever the subtitle is, I have no idea. I played this game, I played through it I think twice, because it's not really a playthrough. I don't know. You basically have to play through the game 5 times with 5 different characters. I played through as 2 of them. The game was fine. Not really my thing. This game, Control, has a lot of problems that I'm not really going to talk about right now because... Sorry, I thought someone was coming through the door. Not going to talk about because I want to talk about this in a separate video. I just think it's crazy that this game was nominated for Game of the Year last year, and I'm like, it has so many issues. I know that people don't talk about games in depth, especially not at a professional level or whatever, but it just blows my mind. Got Ace Combat 7, really good game. I beat it. I don't have a lot to say about it, honestly. Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age. It's a great game. It's very off-putting at first if you're used to Final Fantasy because it's very different, but it's a great game, great combat. The music's actually awesome. It's not similar to Final Fantasy music typically, but it's still really good. Got Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I played this game for like an hour, seemed alright. Haven't touched it since. I don't know, got nothing to say about that one. I have the most memed game on the internet, probably. Knack 2. Now, I guess this game is super memed because of Donkey. He said something about Knack 2 in a video once, and then he kept referencing it. I don't know, who cares? Donkey doesn't actually know how to analyze games, just like most people on the site. So, whatever, I played it for a little bit, like 2 hours. It seems good. I actually started on the hardest difficulty because it's available from the start of the game, so seems good. I do plan to get back to it eventually. Okay, now here's something. I got God of War 2018, the reboot. It's another game. I'll just leave this go. It has problems that nobody talks about, basically. Got the Uncharted collection. Really, the biggest reason I have this is because my wife loves watching these games. So, yeah. Like Uncharted. Here's the crazy thing, is Uncharted 1 is her favorite. And that's not how most people view it. Or, I think it's her favorite, I don't know. I got Doom 2016, great game. One of the best games of the generation, I think. Again, this game has problems, people. I know that this game has like a following that's like insane, and I get it because we don't get games like this very often, and this game is great, don't get me wrong, but this game has problems too that nobody talks about. I don't know why. Apparently, as much as people play games, they really lack the ability to analyze them, and I know I sound pretentious when I say that, but sorry, that's just how I see it. So here I have a whole series that I'm going to do all at once because I'm not going to split them up because that wouldn't make any sense. So I got the Yakuza series, sorry, not Yakuza, right? Yeah, it's Yakuza. Got Zero, which is my favorite. This is most people's favorite, I'm assuming. This is also the game that got a lot of people into the series recently. I think this is the best one. Got Kiwami 2, which I didn't even finish because I didn't like it. Sorry. I have the remastered collection, which is 3, 4, and 5. It even has, if I get out of here anyway, it has a case for Yakuza 5, okay? I was going to show you, but whatever. And I got Yakuza 6. I like this game more than most people. I still think it was a weak finish to the series, and some of the changes to the combat I just didn't like. So I saw a lot of people say that the combat in this is better than the old games because it feels better. Sorry, people, that doesn't... No, that's not a reason to prefer one game's combat over another, okay? No, like, mechanics, okay? Mechanics and systems, those are the things that matter, not how a game feels. That's important up to a point. Sorry, I know a lot of people disagree with that. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Alright, sorry. I got so many games. I need to get going here. I have a lot. Actually, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Got Titanfall 2. This game's awesome. I don't really know about the multiplayer because I barely played it. I don't play multiplayer in games, but the single player was great. I got the Genesis collection. It's got over 50 games. So if you don't find a game on here that you like, you probably don't like anything, because that's a lot of variety. All right, now here's a game that I bought based off of like word of mouth and stuff like that. Ys 8. I even bought the... I think this is a special edition. I mean, it has stuff in it. I just could not get into this game. I played it for, I think, 15 hours. Nothing about it stuck out to me at all. Like, it seemed like pretty typical action RPG, like low-budget action RPG. Which I'm not saying a game needs a super high budget to be good. Quite the contrary. I think high budgets are detrimental to a game's design. But it was basically like, this game does nothing noteworthy at all. But I haven't beat it, so I'm not going to say that's definitively how I feel. That's just how it seemed from what I played. Alright, which stack do I go for? Let's go for this one. Alright. Got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I actually really like this game. It seems like most people like this game. Like, most people would agree with that it's a good game. So, but I actually haven't beat it yet. I'm towards the end, and then I want to play on hard, but I'll do that hopefully pretty soon. Got Shadow of the Colossus. Great game. This isn't the kind of game I usually like. Like, I like games that are really deep on a mechanical level, and you can replay a lot. This game's not really like that. It's basically a puzzle game. And once you figured it out, the game's kind of over from there. But there's things about this game other games really don't do. I'm not going to talk about that right now, though. Okay, I got Catherine Full Body. This is the steelbook of it. Very weird game from the outside. It's a game where you're a guy who's caught in a love triangle, but it's a puzzle game, and it's a puzzle game where, like I just talked about with Shadow of the Colossus, that's a puzzle game where basically once you got the game figured out, that's it. This is kind of almost like an action puzzle game where there's different approaches and you're timed and you can use some items and stuff like that, so it's actually really interesting in some ways compared to other puzzle games. Basically, I like puzzle games like Tetris. I don't really like puzzle games like, I don't know, Professor Layton, where it's like it's a bunch of arbitrary puzzles that have one solution. It's not really my bag. Got Uncharted 4. I don't have anything to say about that. I got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So I did not like this game when I first played it. And then I replayed it on hard, and I actually really liked it. I liked the difficulty, I liked the boss fights, I liked messing around with different weapons. Honestly, the music's a little disappointing in this game, but overall, first Metroidvania I've enjoyed in a long time because most of them are boring. Sorry. Got Ni no Kuni 2. I don't know, this game was alright, but I didn't beat it. I got towards the end, and then I kind of just stopped caring. Kind of the problem with most RPGs is I get towards the end and then I just stop caring. Speaking of, well, it's kind of an RPG. Got Nioh. This game was way too long. Sorry, but this game just goes on forever. It's a good game, though. But, again, it has problems that I think are pretty big. The overwhelming amount of loot is just... It's insane. You kill an enemy, and literally, like, their heads erupt with loot, and it's like a fountain. And you have to sift through 40 items before you can proceed. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, okay? I guess you don't have to sift through the items, but you really want to in case there's something better that you don't have, you know? Got the Mega Man Legacy Collection. This is the classic series. This is not the X series. As you can see, I went to GameStop, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I've beat all these games, like, on emulators and stuff, so, but I wanted to own it. I have Metro Exodus. I haven't opened it, so I don't know. Alright, here's another game that people seem to really like, that I just, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Again, like I talked about with Arcane, with all their games kind of being the same, I really find a lot of these first-person sim games that are popular on PC or originated more on PC, I just find them all to be so interchangeable. oh, it's a game where you can be stealthy, or you can combat and upgrade trees, and you can hack things, and blah, blah, blah. They're like, none of them have any personality to me at all. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it's really not. I think it's fine. I will never play it again. Never play it again. Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. I don't know why I didn't have this with the other game, but this has Mega Man 10 on it, which I think Mega Man 10 is my favorite classic Mega Man, aside from 11. Yes, 11's my favorite. Sorry. I have the Nonary games. So I played the first one, which was called 999 on the DS, and I didn't get the good ending or whatever, but I never replayed it. This has the second game on it. Haven't played it, so couldn't tell you how I feel about it. Again, this is kind of like what I was talking about earlier. It's one of those puzzle games where I think everything has one solution, and I just don't care. It's also got so much reading. I can't deal with that right now. I got Dragon Ball FighterZ. I love Dragon Ball. I don't like fighting games anymore, so I don't know why I bought this. But I don't regret it. Alright. I got Final Fantasy 15. I'm not even going to talk about that. I have Battle Chasers Night War. I don't even know what this game is. I don't know why I have it, but I have it. I got Dragon's Crown Pro. Now, this is a testament to how dumb I am. I played this on the PS3, and I literally did not like this game. But for some reason, I bought it again on the PS4. I played it a little bit, and I was like, I don't like this. And here we are. I have the Danganronpa trilogy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, it's kind of like the Nonary games, that kind of thing. I haven't opened it. Buy games I don't play for whatever reason. I have Dishonored Definitive Edition. I don't know what's definitive about this. I'm pretty sure it's still 30 FPS. And it has the DLC on it, which who cares? All right, this one I don't understand. This is mostly my stack of games that I don't know why I have. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? What? Don't ask me, okay? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking there. All right, finally, we got some good games again. Wonderful 101. Okay, I was super excited that this was coming to PS4. Like, I actually bought it digitally and I bought it physically. The fact that this got a Kickstarter was pretty insane. Again, I don't want to get too much into it because I want to talk about it in a separate video, but as amazing as the core gameplay is in this game also really annoys me. But I'll save that for another time. But it's definitely great. If you want a creative action game, play this. Got Sonic Mania Plus. This game's awesome. I don't really have anything to say. I only played it twice. But it's basically the best of the best Sonic, from what I can gather. I'm not a Sonic expert, but that's kind of how I see it. Alright, what's next here? Got the Devil May Cry collection. To be honest, I mostly bought this for Devil May Cry 1 because it's my favorite by far. Like, Devil May Cry 1 is probably in my top 10 games of all time. Like, that's how much it means to me. Devil May Cry 2 sucks and nobody likes it. Devil May Cry 3 is great, but I don't play it anymore. I never have a desire to play it anymore. So, basically, I have Devil May Cry 1 for the PS4. So here's another series that I have. And I'm trying to put this in order so it's not stupid. This shouldn't surprise anyone that I have these games. I have Dark Souls 1, which is not open because I own it digitally. I have Dark Souls 2. I got Dark Souls 3. Great series. I don't know, it's like a fad now to hate these games, or to say that, I don't know, they're not real action games, which I guess they're not real action games, whatever that means. And they're not real RPGs. Well, most real RPGs suck, so that's not really an insult. Dark Souls 1, I mean, the combat, the level design, the world, the bosses. How can you not like this game? Dark Souls 2 is good, but I never play it anymore. Dark Souls 3 is great too. I don't know why that game gets so much hate. I know that it doesn't have enough of its own personality, I guess, and you can tell B Team made it, but it's still really good. And then, keeping in line with From Software games, I have Sekiro, which probably my favorite game last year, and it had problems, don't get me wrong. It has its shortcomings, but that's okay, every game does, and I don't know, it's just a great game. A lot to say, but I don't know how much I'm really going to add to the conversation here. And then we have probably the king of PS4 exclusives, Bloodborne. First big PS4 exclusive, still the best. Okay? I don't think anything... Well, we're pretty much at the end of the generation now. I mean, I don't see anything else really coming out now that's even halfway worth a shit. So, first big PS4 game, still probably the best. Just like Metal Gear Solid 2 was probably the first big PS2 game and probably remained the best, although that was different because the PS2 had about 1 billion great games, so that had a ton of competition. But anyway, moving on. Let me get this stack here. Actually going faster than I thought I would. I already said that one. Got Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. It's good, but I didn't like this as... Replaying it, I didn't like it as much as I did when it first came out. And this game is so dumb. Like, the humor is just... I appreciate that the game's not taking itself very seriously, but at some point, like, you got to reel it in. Have God of War 3 remastered. Not as big of a fan of this game as I am of 2. Not even close. I think 2 is one of the best games in the genre, but still a really good game. Kingdom Hearts 3. It's alright. I wouldn't call it great. Especially compared to 2. 2 is on another level. Just like God of War. You know, God of War and Kingdom Hearts kind of have a parallel where it's like the first games were good, the second games were amazing, and the third games were a pretty sharp decline in quality, in my opinion. Got Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. This game's alright, but I never really got into it too much. Got Resident Evil 7. Got Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of the Longest Name Ever Made. I just bought this kind of on a whim back when it first came out, because I haven't played a Dragon Quest in years, not since 8, and I bought it. I actually really enjoyed it. I played it all the way to the end. It was like 85 hours or something crazy like that. Got Gravity Rush 2, the silver case. I got this because it had Suda's name attached to it, but it's like an adventure, like a text-based adventure game kind of thing, and apparently, from what I've read, this game is extremely cryptic and basically borderline unplayable if you don't use a guide, so I have no reason to ever play this. Got the Crash Insane trilogy, played through these once, never played them again. Got the same thing with this, the Spyro trilogy. Got the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, which I don't know why I didn't put all these Mega Man titles together, but I enjoy some of these games, but I was trying to go in order, and I tried to play the first game, and I was not feeling it, so I haven't played this really since it came out. I'm trying to see what I have and haven't talked about. I think I'm on the last stack already. This went a lot faster than I thought. Alright, so we got... So I said these weren't in any order. This is kind of my... Well, not really. I was going to say some of these are my favorites. I already talked about Bloodborne, which is one of my favorites too, but these are some more of my favorites. Metal Gear Solid 5, which, don't get it twisted, I will fight to the death saying that this is not near the level of 2 and 3 or even 4. However, this is still way, way better than most AAA games. Way better. I think I have like 200 hours on this game, like, and I don't know. It's a ton of fun. It has some really bad design choices, but it's still really fun. Got Mega Man 11. This game is amazing. This is my favorite Mega Man game, and this is easily, like, this is one of my favorite side-scrolling games of all time. I played through this probably 30 times in the first 2 months it was out. I was playing this game playing through it all the way, every day for so it came out about a month after it came out. I got really, really good at it. And then that second month that it was out, I was doing a full playthrough of it literally every day. I don't know. I couldn't get enough of this game. If you haven't played this, you need to do something about it. All right. Now we're getting into the big boys. This is like the reason I have this console. Which is funny because a lot of these games you don't need a PS4 to play any of these, but that's okay. Got Zone of the Enders 2. Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars Edition. So I played this back on the PS2 because I was at a game rental store and I saw it had Kojima's name attached to it. And even when I was a kid, I was a massive Metal Gear Solid fanboy. So I played it. I really liked it. Haven't played it for years and years. I mean, that was like 15 years ago. This came out for the PS4, and it was only going to be $30, so I figured I'd play it. I played this game, and people, I must have done 50 playthroughs of this game when it came out for PS4. I could not stop playing this. It was insane. This was the first game where I really started taking notes on a game, like going into my phone, going into the notes section, and really, really typing out a bunch of notes about everything. The weapons, the levels, the enemies, the bosses, everything you can imagine. This is, aside from The Evil Within, this is the game that I've spent the most time, really, thinking about, probably. Okay, it's like Metal Gear Solid, like all those games, obviously, because those are kind of its own thing for me. The Evil Within, and then this. This is on that level. This game is, I don't know. It's amazing. I don't use the word amazing to describe much of anything, but this is one of those things. Amazing. Play it. Not only that, it's so cheap. I mean, why would you not just play it? Anyway. Alright. It's another big boy, okay? Got Resident Evil. I'm going to cover that up because that doesn't matter. I got basically Resident Evil 1 remake, because that's the only reason I bought this, because I wanted it on a disc for PS4. I'm just going to keep doing this so that you don't get the idea that I'm talking about Resident Evil 0. Resident Evil 1 remake is, in my opinion, the perfect video game, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all day because I don't want to be here literally all day, so I'm not going to do that. However, if you haven't played the Resident Evil 1 remake, this is another thing where I have to question what you're doing with your life. It's perfect, okay? The level design, the weapons, the enemies, the sense of dread, the resource management, the routing, everything mechanically about that game is phenomenal. There are games with deeper weapons, like Mikami's other games. There are games that maybe use resource management a little bit more heavily, although not by much. There are maybe games that are scarier, like Silent Hill. Okay, I don't care. The blend of everything in the Resident Evil 1 remake is borderline perfect, okay? So, again, I was playing through this game like every 2 days I'd beat the game, basically. Alright, this is going to come as a huge shock that I own this game, but I'm just letting you know now that yes, I do own The Evil Within. I know, it's crazy. You probably didn't see that coming, but there it is. Actually, you know what? I'm not done. Evil Within. Okay, I've talked about this game for literally hours already on this channel, okay? Hours. You need to play this game, okay, people? I know it's not the best in terms of performance, but when you beat the game, you go back in, you really dig into the combat. This game, there's nothing else like it, okay? Everyone wants to say, it's Resident Evil 4, but worse. No, it's not. It's not, okay? Resident Evil 4 is a different game, okay? They actually have a lot of differences, and you would know that if you played them both. So stop talking like a dumbass. Play the game. I would recommend playing it on a PS4 Pro. I would really recommend playing it on PC where you can play it at 60 FPS. But, you know, not everyone can do that. But this game, the combat in this, again, I've talked about it enough, okay? You know where I'm going with this. Got The Evil Within 2. I'm going to try and keep this short too, okay? So bear with me. Now, this game comes out. What do I hear from every single person? Everyone. Better than the first game in every way. Better than the first game in every way. Better. Really? It's better than the first game in every way? Don't get me wrong. I love this game. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's reasonably deep. All that stuff. But you're seriously going to try and tell me that this is better than the first game in every way? This game has more unskippable stuff in it. This game is way easier. I mean, way easier. The weapons are arguably simpler. Well, not arguably, they are. It removed the match system, which was incredibly deep, for a boring stomp. Whatever. It's not even a system, it's just a stomp. It removed the traps, which removed the trap parts, which removed the whole element of either deciding between using traps against enemies in the moment or taking them for ammo that you split up between different kinds. You know, it removed all these things. How can you possibly say that? Oh, because nobody knows anything about game mechanics. They just saw that this game runs better, which it does, at least on console. It runs better, and the story makes more sense. That's it. It does have some other things I like about it, don't get me wrong, but if we're talking strictly game mechanics, this is the king, okay? This game's really damn good, but it's not as good. Sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing to you. Alright, people. I got, if you can see that. Hold on, I don't know how to do this. Got Vanquish. It's actually Bayonetta and Vanquish, as you can see here. But Vanquish is really the reason I bought this. If it wasn't for Vanquish, I probably wouldn't have bought this, honestly. Vanquish is, again, one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. And what do you know? Vanquish, Evil Within, Resident Evil 1 Remake. I think they were all directed by the same person. Could be wrong, though. Could be that there's a trend where a game director really knows his shit and really carries that between his games. Man, I don't know. I could be wrong, though. Anyway. Got Doom Eternal. Alright, people. Again. This is serious stuff here. I got Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. For those of you who don't know, this was a stretch goal for the Kickstarter for Ritual of the Night. So basically this was just like a bonus game. I don't know how that works, how you just like decide to make an entire game as a bonus for something. But this is unopened, as you can see, and the reason for that is this is a limited run thing. Okay, it came out digitally. Limited run released this a year later. Obviously, I owned it digitally at this point. I bought it the day it came out. It pretty quickly became pretty much my favorite 2D game ever. And there's stiff competition because Super Mario World and Contra 3 both exist. So does Mega Man 11 and Mega Man X. But this game just does everything for me. Like, it's I don't know. I don't even know what to say. This is $10 on the PlayStation Store or on the whatever store, okay? Buy it. Don't buy this physical version because it's going to cost you a bunch of money now because it's out of print, but I'm super glad I own that. I got Devil May Cry 5. I don't have a whole lot to say. I really like this game, and I didn't like Devil May Cry 4 at all. Like, it was D tier at best for me, people. Sorry. I know. Oh, but it's got combos. I don't give a shit about combos, okay? It's got nothing to do with good combat. It's just flashy crap for videos. Nobody uses, okay? Get out of here with that. I got Persona 5 Royal. Or is it The Royal? No, it's just Royal. This is not the kind of game I would usually play. However, the combat is actually surprisingly good. And, again, this is a game me and my wife play together. So, and the music is amazing. Probably the best soundtrack, like, ever, right here. Well, not the best ever. One of the best ever. Okay, I only have a couple games left. And some of those games that I just went through, like The Evil Within and Zone of the Enders, Resident Evil, Bloodstained, like those are some of my favorite games on the console. Like, those are games that I can't live without. Well, here's a game that I hate. Well, I wouldn't say I hate it, but it's probably my least favorite game I own. And this is Star Ocean 5. Here, I can show you the disc so you can actually see what the title is. It doesn't say it on the case. Well, it says it in the corner where you can't really see it. Yeah, I have nothing to say about this game. Basically, this game was just a cash grab to see if there was still interest in the series. And then basically, no matter how well it would have sold within reason, they were going to say it was a failure because this game is not going to sell a ton of copies. And you can tell that no effort went into this game whatsoever. So, whatever. So I have one game left. But there's a couple games that I know I own and I can't find them for some reason. I don't know. So one is I have the Resident Evil 2 remake, which, whatever. I think everyone knows that I have that game, probably. And I have Death Stranding, but I don't know where that is either. So those are two games I own. I don't know where they are, but this is the last game. And I have to show you the big collector's box because my brother has the case because he's borrowed the game for the past, like, year or something, and he won't give it back. So, have Spelunky. Again, this is a game. This game's been digital for years now. It came out in, like, 2012, I think. But I think, like, the original version of the game is even older than that or something. But it got a limited run release, I think, last year, just like Bloodstained. It's a freaking amazing game. I don't really like indie games. I know I'm saying a lot of controversial things here, but I think most indie games are just boring. Indie games to me tend to do this thing where they either rely on one idea for the whole game, like this one idea is going to carry you the whole game, or they try too hard to be like pretentious, and most of the time it's just like it just doesn't work. It's like stop. Spelunky is like super creative, super replayable, very deep, very quick and easy to get into. It's a great game. So that's all my PS4 games for now. I'm sure I'll get more, but the reason I did this video now is because, like, I feel like this is pretty much the end of the PS4. Like, the PS5 is coming out this year, and yeah, games usually come out after the next console comes out. Like, we still had PS2 games after the PS3 came out, but that was also at a time when more developers knew how to make good games. So, I mean, that was a little different. There's nothing on the horizon right now for me. So, I decided to make this now. I don't see myself really picking up a whole lot more games. Most of the game collecting I want to do is not for PS4. So, that's pretty much all of it. I do own some games digitally. Like, I do own, like, the other Resident Evil games. I own, like, the Resident Evil 3 remake, and I own 4, 5, and 6 on the PS4. I own some other things, but most of my digital games are games that I don't like as much. Games that I really want, I buy physically. If it's a game, like, I'm kind of unsure about or whatever, I'll buy it on sale on the PlayStation Store. And then the Resident Evil games I own digitally just because I just have to own all those games a billion times for whatever reason. So, yeah, that's my PS4 collection. I'm probably going to do PS3 next, which won't take as long because I don't have as many games. And then I want to do PS2, which is going to take me longer because I have a bunch of those games. The thing is, though, is that I haven't played a lot of my PS2 games. So, anyway, enough talking. I'll see you guys next time.